get.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Kiatu chini na ikitwao Jacobagi check. Luku ni ya winter na barafu kwenye neck. Mbota kwa mkono na kishada mbosho check. Mawazo kwenye check, mina dai shika Benz. Kiatu chini na ikitwao Jacobagi check. Luku ni ya winter na barafu kwenye neck. Mbota kwa mkono na kishada mbosho check. Mawazo kwenye check, mina dai shika kao bongi checks. Then atuko impressed. 247 tunashughulika hadi weekend. Get rich or die, try design ya 50 cent. Na pitorosho for the money kama mchizi msem. Fika sin topa na kichwa kina kijazi. Pande hizi luku proper flani toka 90s. Asalini kasi pesa basi hatubanji. Pepa love njuku sota huwanga ni crisis. Come slow ka Nairo ile jiji ya mavices. Na bounce low kwa balcony nikiudhi majirani. Eyes low ma bling bling na mrembo ame relax. Fika jiji macho nyanya but the mind on the money. Mafala wana plan kutuangusha hatujali. Lazima kwa madawa wakidhani it's working. Busy kijipa wanadhani dati money braga braga unaweza uliza hadi Nadia na Kai. Nipate one man energy ya mtu 30 top daya kuretire 5 star generali. Nipate 1 to 5 ama mtaka sarani top laga hizi pande kama Edison Cavani. Kiatu chini na ikitwao Jacobagi. Luku ni ya winter na barafu kwenye mbota kwa mkono na kishada mbosho. Mawazo kwenye check, mina dai shika. Kiatu chini na ikitwao Jacobagi. Luku ni ya winter na barafu kwenye mbota kwa mkono na kishada mbosho. Mawazo kwenye check, mina dai shika.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing great today. And of course, karibuni sana to another episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. Shout out to everyone live with me on Rumble, Beetroot on YouTube, and of course, everyone with me on the network. To those who shall be catching this episode on a replay, hope you guys do get to enjoy. Without wasting much more of the time, I hope, of course, you had a beautiful Wednesday. Yesterday, we were not able to catch up, but I want to get straight to the conversation. What today we shall be talking about news and updates of what is happening, of course, in Africa and within its people. We're talking about Ibrahim Traoré, who has removed French as Burkina Faso's official language, and of course, pushing or trying to encourage Burkinabe people to embrace their local languages. And this is literally reclaiming the country's cultural identity. We shall be talking about that and see how this is supposed to make a change for the Burkinabe people, the benefits of it, because, of course, this should be looked on the sides of benefit more than the disadvantages. So we shall be digging much more on that particular conversation. We want to talk about also the African President's Convoy, because there's videos that have been circulating literally of these puppet leaders and how they have heavy convoys, and many people just one president and has like over 100 convoys, and which doesn't make sense. So coming from a page actually which has been posting this, coming from different African presidents, the question is, what is with this African power syndrome? That is what they call it. But for us, we call it the big man syndrome. What is it with it? We shall be sharing that coming from the president of Guinea. We have, of course, Kenya. We have Uganda. We have Tanzania, literally the whole of the continent. And take a look at also how Ibrahim Traoré's convoy does operate. Actually, this man is not even that much, I'd say. He is protected, of course. He has to have people to protect him, because understanding the West is after his life because of the changes he's making in the country. But at the same time, I'd say he's not really that really like these other African leaders. Actually is a man more open to the people, wants to talk to the people, want to touch the people, wants people to touch him, and we saw during the weekend, that was last weekend, he actually gave up all his salary to the people of the streets, all his salary. And I was saying, none of these leaders have we ever seen doing this, unless it's not pocketing and making and growing up their balloon stomachs, nothing else. We also have Akainde Chilema, if I'm not wrong. Of course, we was talking about replacing churches and building industries, literally. This is the president of Zimbabwe. Shall be talking about that and see much more of where this is coming from. I don't want to give wrong details, but we have a president, I think it's Akainde Chilema, if I'm not wrong. This is Akainde Chilema, if I'm not wrong. But he's talking about replacing churches with industries. This is with industries, and he's calling out no more praying, and how religion actually is making Africa lag behind. And also we shall be talking about what is happening in Democratic Republic of Congo, that during the weekend we saw so many people have been avoiding to talk about this because, of course, it's such a sad story to talk about. But we have the ISIL-backed rebel. Of course, they come up with different names. And they killed over 50 people. This is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the attacks happened as the Congolese army and Rwanda-backed M23 rebel accuse each other of violating a recently agreed peace deal. So stay tuned. And last but not least, talk about Botswana and what is happening in the country, how they're using their resources to actually ensure that people get free education and healthcare system, and much more. Karibuni sana. But before we get started, I'd love to remind you to download our app on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name. Once you have the app, you can literally get yourself some amazing organic supplements on the like of ashwagandha, brain and focus formula, beetroot, multivitamin, moringa, CMOS, turmeric gummy bears. We have literally all the supplements you'd require, and they're all organic. We're talking also about skincare products. We're talking about shea butter, aloe vera soap, and of course more of amazing organic coffee supplements on the like of Manika honey coffee. But for now, get yourself some brain and focus.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3 and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Very affordable price, and of course much more of that. In case you have any questions, if you're facing any issue as you purchase this product, kindly email us at kcnewson15@gmail.com, or rather in case either after or before, in case you're facing any issue as you try to purchase, you can literally communicate to us and you'll be directed with the right information. But as we get started straight away, before we get into the main conversations of the day that I have aligned, I have something here, just a food for thought, let me call it that. I think I'm going to be sharing much more of food for thoughts as we get started with every of my show. I decided to call it food for thought because it is something you have to think about, and how also it has to impact the people or the society. We're talking about cultures and traditions, and we saw how most of our cultures and traditions, especially in Africa, of course, factually, most of them are backed by tribalism, and which is very, very, has been a very big effect in the African continent. And amongst these people, literally, we've seen this has not created any value, because understanding also myself, shout out to Keith for putting this out, understanding that any culture and tradition you practice has to literally be supported by some sort of value, or has to add value, literally. And if it's not adding any value, you need to get rid of it, because otherwise, why are you practicing it? And personally, I feel like understanding or having that term in literally, having that term, understanding that term, it's very important, especially for us Africans, to understand most of the things we do. Like we've seen also with when it comes to most of the celebrations, right? Africans don't know why we don't know why we celebrate most of these things that are set up, leave alone even cultures and traditions. We go along with things that we found introduced, of course, by the white people, by the colonial system, who took away our cultures and tradition. And now we practice these other things thinking that they are cultures and tradition. For example, we have Christmas. For example, we have Christmas, we have Valentine's, and the rest that you can mention that I have not mentioned, all these holidays that are set up globally. And if you look at it realistically, what they're really backed up by, it's crazy. Like I have another one to share just after this, talking about graduation and what graduation literally did symbolize. It's not like you're an important person. The term comes with a different type of meaning. And I hope the white man is really, really correct, because there's so much we celebrate, but we don't know. But why am I talking about this and what I have on the screen? This is when you talk about now cultures and tradition, I do believe this is something that should be beneficial to the community. And I'm talking about where men did play a role, because personally I think at some point in my life I've seen that and I still see it sometimes with, not even sometimes, I've seen it with my male friends who are around me, and how they carry themselves when it comes to some duties. Okay, this in some African traditions or some African cultures and traditions, where men are taught you're not supposed to be helping a woman in any sort of way. And these other cultures and traditions where I've spoken about it also, where women are just natured to become nothing but wives. They don't know anything better than that. You're just natured and trained to be a woman, to be submissive to the man. Whatever the man wants, that is what you do. But he's not supposed to do vice versa. And maybe it sounds wrong, but I do believe also men should be submissive in different ways, not, if you get what I'm trying to say. But I do believe, yes, men should be submissive if taught correctly, if introduced to the right cultures and traditions, and why you need to be active in this. I think it should be very well understood. Okay, so personally, I've grown up, of course, seeing men helping women around. I've seen some of my uncles who actually have a very, shout out to my uncle who takes care of my brother. He's such an amazing dad, was such an amazing husband. I used to see how he cared for his wife and did a lot without ever complaining. And that was just a very good symbol of also a man being submissive, especially when a woman is not in the position to deliver what is expected. And it's okay, and you feel okay doing it. So we have in Senegal, where there's a school for husbands in Senegal that teaches men to share households responsibilities, support their wives, and promote healthier families. This is very important to me. I do believe this is actually something very positive. This is now a culture and tradition that is adding value, if you ask me. Why? Because they're saying that the school for husband is in Senegal was created in 2011. So you see, this is something that started way back. And if you follow other African countries, there's actually, if you ask other men what they think about this, they'll be like, this is bollocks. Okay, what do you mean there's a school for men being taught responsibilities to support their wives? Because this is not what is taught from the word go. From the word go is a man should be the one dominating, the one in control, and a woman has no say. So this is very, very important, where I think it creates balance in the society and also within a family. They're saying that, of course, this being created in 2011 by the United Nations, of course, which is a red flag, in partnership with Senegal Ministry of Women, Family, and Gender and Child Protection. of course, Senegal has been pushing a lot of this. Senegal is one of the countries that has been pushing rights for, equality when it comes to women, families, child and gender protection, aborting, or even fighting against early child marriage, or early marriages. Senegal is one of the countries I'd say I've been literally reporting and seeing how women have been pushing this. Having the United Nations as a partnership, of course, is a red flag, because we don't know what terms, I'd say terms and words being used to teach these responsibilities. Is it Western type of education, or is it still very, uh, still, let me call it African? Is it Afrocentric? Let me say that. Is it based on Afrocentrism, if there's such a term? Afrocentrism, yeah. And it was designed to change culture and attitudes by teaching men to take more active role at home, support their wives during pregnancy and childbirth, and promote healthier families, which actually this is never there. Personally, I'm a eyewitness of seeing, after my stepmom gave birth, my dad really didn't care that much. I didn't see that much of support that is required, which actually does make sense why women would end up in postmortem depression. I didn't see my stepmom in postmortem depression. I think she just knew how to maneuver around this, because I'd say my dad is a man who's not emotionally available, according to how I understood him. He's not a man to show affection or emotions and everything. It's what we're talking about, where men are taught, you need to be tough. A man doesn't cry and all that. I don't believe in that personally. I believe a man should be able to express themselves. And you'll find actually during this, but why this is important to be taught, because you'll find during pregnancy, most of the men start cheating, especially in Africa. Your wife is pregnant and you go make another woman pregnant. That is example of my father, because that's how me and my brother literally had say, we're almost twins, because we were born at the same period and the same time. We're actually just months apart. I think a month apart. It's crazy. And of course, during childbirth, of course, like I said, postmortem depression, that is very active when it comes to women, especially if your partner is not available, and promoting healthier family as well. I feel like this, especially when children see a family that is doing things together, when children grow up in a healthy family or a healthy background, this also sets up their mentality to want better, because I think it's a good question the way Keith does pose it sometimes. How have I escaped a lot of things? Because I should be really effed up, I should be really effed up, because I've grown seeing my mom being beaten. I've seen my mom being abused, not once, not twice, but a couple of times, until she decided to walk out. It was like, hey, when are you going to do this? It ran through my mind. And of course, being a child, I can't raise such questions. So, and also coming to the same background as my father, I saw him also abusing my stepmom. He used to abuse me the same. And yeah, I'd say it's literally just, if you have a father now who has this type of mentality of you need to be available and you need to be a supportive parent and partner, not just a man, that creates a healthier family. And it's crazy how I escaped that and still have the mentality of everything gets better, or everything, this is because you meet two messed up people doesn't mean everyone is messed up. That is always the mentality I think I've always had, and has pushed me to where I am. But they're also saying the idea is that since men often make the key decisions about healthcare in many communities, engaging them directly is essential to reducing maternal deaths, improving child health, and fostering great equality in households. So personally, this is amazing. Let me know what you guys think about this. I don't know if you men in the States, if you've been raised understanding that also you do need to share. It's important. I do believe that's actually the key word I'm going to use. It's important to help when it comes to responsibilities, or helping your wife, and just help here and there. I don't believe those people who say men cannot wash dishes, men cannot do this. Like, please get out of my face. I don't also like such a partner personally. I like a partner who's supportive. I like a partner who can cook. I like a partner who can, I'm not telling you to wash laundry and everything, but I like a partner who can help me here and there. It's really, it feels just good. You feel seen, you feel appreciated in everything that you also do, if I'm really making sense. But yes, moving away from that, that is just a food for thought. I'll be sharing much more of this on every start of my show. I've called it food for thought. Just think about it. Let me know what you think about. Isn't this a good culture and tradition now to apply? I feel like that is nice, because it's adding value to the men, to the women, and to the children, and to the society, because you'll find now this also creates, it's easy to help each other even in the community, which now it's very rare to have this in Africa. We don't have communities anymore. People are more tribal, people are more divided. I mean, that is fading, but for long what has been affecting us is that, because men want to dominate, and the fact that you want to dominate, you're the only one who has a say. Women lack a say, children lack a say, and we feel like, hey, we're not really appreciated. It's just really, really messed up. But I do feel like that is something super, super amazing that Senegal is doing and has been pushing. But moving on to the next conversation of the day, we have the African convoys. You guys, I think we've seen this. I don't know also in the States if this happened. I've seen it, of course, with most. It's like a thing, a system set up of having this big man syndrome when it comes to power, because of course Trump also has the heavy convoy, Biden had the heavy convoy, and all those other politicians, they all have heavy convoys. But the question is why? But especially when you come to Africa, you ask yourself why. Your people are living in poverty and yet you're showing, I feel like this is a show off. Because what is it? Your people are living in poverty, but this is how you walk around in the streets of people begging for jobs, for you to create job opportunities, for you to create better healthcare system, free education, good roads. They're not even asking you to give them cars or anything. Just deliver what is expected to make the country and the people's lives better. But no, not this African puppet. They won't do that. They won't do that. So there's this guy who has been sharing these videos, not one, not twice, but so many. And the same question, if you go through the comments, people are asking the same question. What is with this convoys? What is it, this big man syndrome that African leaders have? Why can't you just have 3? I think 3 is enough, or 4. If I'm going too much, if the big man syndrome should apply to me, I feel 4 should be enough, or 3, but why have 7, 10, 15 and add motorbikes? It's so crazy. So the question is, this is the president of Guinea, the first video I'm about to show. Then we'll show of Tanzania, that is Samia Suluhu's convoy, which was recently trending and people talking about it. I'll show, of course, also of Kenya. And then last but not least, Museveni. We see what with this, because it is all this, it's the same images, trust me. And then we take a look at Ibrahim Traoré, all right? There's a man, because if you try to look at now this big man syndrome headed puppet and Ibrahim Traoré, it's 2 different people. Still with these heavy convoys, these people don't want to be touched and they're scared to be touched. Ibrahim Traoré literally is a man walking. He's going to get out of his military car, or however it's called, and walk to the streets greeting people. And is apart from just his soldiers and people trying to, like, hey, of course, take control of the crowd, he's even on the ground, just like I reported on Monday, he gave up all his salary to support people on the streets. Who have you seen in Africa doing this? None. This is crazy. So this is the president of Guinea going for his morning power talk, okay? And the African power syndrome, this man saying that the African power syndrome is just pure dumbness. Why go to town and make people's lives harder with traffic? Go walk in the park or in your own large stone compound. How are to need all to go? He says, like, literally, it's not just Ruto who needs to go. All these African puppets need to go. Wastage of resources and time that can do much better for the citizens. This is crazy. Take a look at this. Unnecessary attention. Unnecessary attention. That is the president of Guinea. And of course, you judge especially the fact that Africa, we're not really educated about other African countries. So if I was from Guinea, I'll be like, oh, our president doesn't do this, our president, because we don't know about other countries, because we don't get to see. Unlike right now, say right now is because we have internet, access of information. We can be able to see so much that we can't see on the mainstream media, right? But still, without that or before that, we didn't know all this. You'd think it's just your country that is messed up, but literally it's the whole continent. This is the Tanzanian president. Of course, the same question was posed again. Understand, this is the same question of what is it with African leaders showing opulence with cars? Hospitals and schools need funds, but mtu ananunua useless cars, meaning someone buys useless cars. And once I counted WSR convoy with close to 100 car roads, what for? And you don't even work. Exactly. And someone says on that comment before I get to play this one, all presidents move like that. Did you see how Obama pulled up in Kenya? So it's not a Kenyan thing or an African thing. Exactly just what I posed. This is the system, the same way it is set up, because I don't also go so hard on our African leaders. It is the system, the way it is set up. Trump moves the same. Biden moves the same. Come on. Putin moves the same. Kim Jong moves the same, however you want to call him. Macron moves the same. All these puppets that work for the Israel not, however Keith calls them, they all move the same. The system is literally designed the same. So it's not just an African thing. But it is sad that they do this. It's just, again, critical thinking. Even if you're stealing from people, for me, I'm stealing in a very fair way. I'm not going to show people how I want to show off like my wealth and everything. Why do you need 10, 100? For what? 2, 3 are enough. If I need that much of protection, just people with the guns in the first one, or I should be in the middle, of course. One on the at the front, me in the middle, and others at the back. Why do I need 100 motorbikes? And look at now this Tanzanian president. This is crazy. But the reason why I'm showing this is because what hurts Africans the most, or what hurts us in this kind of videos, they pass in the most poorest places doing this. Okay? They passed in the slums, they passed around people literally who can't even eat a meal a day, leave alone even 3 meals a day, a meal a day. Someone who's struggling to put something in their mouth. You're going to pass with this kind of show off. I'm going to call it a show off, because what else is it? What is all this for? Who is after you? I mean, you're delivering the white man's deals, right? What is it for you? What do you need to be scared for? What are you scared of? This is so crazy. This is crazy. Just like you're saying, Jibajaba, this is ridiculous. No, literally, how do you describe this? You're already delivering the white man's needs. Of course, when you're delivering the white man's needs, you're very heavily protected already. Already. So you don't need all this convoy. You don't need 100. This is just crazy, man. This is crazy. What they do is that they're gonna when the day a president is passing on a certain road, that road gets to be closed. So of course it's gonna cause traffic. People are gonna have to opt other, or Matatu is gonna have to opt other options to pass, and this creates traffic, just like it's been explained, waste of time, which you should be using to do other things, which is working and delivering the citizens' needs. A bus, a lorry, a bus. It's not a bus carrying people, empty buses. This is planned. One bus, 2, 3, 4, 5, for what? One road, 6. My friend is crazy. 8, 9 buses. What are buses bringing? This is super crazy. Yes, a bus. It's a baby. It's a bus, right? No, it's still not over. What's going on? This is crazy. Another bus. Oh, that's insane. That's insane. That is Tanzania. Currently, the current president right now, of course, we know who she is. Samia Suluhu. I don't know if Magufuli moved the same, but Magufuli was not really a man of show. I'm not going to go to that, but let me show you a bit of Kenya, then we continue. This is Kenya.
This is not just a simple lineup of cars. It is in fact the most complicated motorcade in Kenya. With around 20 vehicles and over 100 personnel, the Kenyan presidential motorcade has a single objective: keep the president safe.
I mean, who would want to try assassinate you? Come on, let's be honest. Who would try assassinate you if you're not delivering the white man's work? That's when you should be protected. I mean, if you're Ibrahim Traoré right now, you know your life is in danger, right? If you're
And
not doing the work.
he walks through the streets. He doesn't drive like this. He walks through the streets amongst the people.
Exactly what we're saying. I'm like, he even gets out and tries to talk to the people, greeting the people, But these other leaders, they don't even want this.
No, because it's called big head nigga syndrome. It's a big head nigga.
Exactly. And it's starting to be questioned because, like I've shared right
All
now,
time.
the Guinea president, the Tanzania president, and the same question is the African power syndrome, which we call the big man syndrome, is just pure dumbness, literally. And they continue and say that what is it with the African leaders showing opulence with cars? Hospitals and schools need funds, but you buy
Exactly, because they don't make cars. It's a big. I told you, Joe, when you grow up poor, like I said, explain how to. I think that's the cut up they always do. How does William Ruto got $500 million, Joey? Gaddafi got $500 million. And Museveni got five. I think that's what they give these African coons. Uruguay's got 500 million. All these guys all got $500 million. They ain't starting no business. They never built nothing, but they're half a billionaire. How? You
But
know?
the question is, like I've said, Kate, just personally thinking about it, right? We know you're only in danger if you're trying to go Ibrahim Traoré,
Exactly.
right? So if I'm delivering what the Israel, not the way you call them, I don't know how you call them, is not real. Yeah, is not real.
The
If I'm
cats with the hats.
yeah, if I'm delivering what is not real wants, and all those families, whatever that control the rest of the world, why would I need all this convoy? I mean, I'm
Because
delivering.
you want to, because African people are let me be African people are backward and stupid. So you want to make yourself look big in front of them, Joe. This is the
Hmm.
show off. This is
Hmm.
the big head thing. Oh, my president. Oh, the money. This is the show off, Joe.
Hmm.
Doesn't do anything. It's the show off. You don't make no cars. You don't build your own cars. So you
Hmm.
buy cars from other people, wearing suits from other people. You don't manufacture shit. So this to show up for your poor, your poor, dumb people, Joe.
Hmm.
That's why in every African country, the motorcade is outrageous. Like this, like the one you showed with Tinubu in
But
Nigeria. It's outrageous.
it's not an African. Just like I read this comment, because even before I started sharing this, I also questioned the same. I mean, Trump is moving the same, Keith. Biden is moving the same. All these other puppets as well from these European nations and Western nations are moving the same. Because
They
someone
don't
says,
move. They don't move with that many motorcades.
Someone says all presidents move like that. Did you see how Obama pulled up in Kenya? So it's not a Kenyan thing or an African thing. It's the way the system is set up, literally. Because it's not just, I don't want to go, like I said, I don't go out on African puppets only. It's as the way the system is set up. All these leaders must show up with all
But
this
see,
heavy
but, but,
convoy.
but see, those guys can show up with that because American make, because those American cars, Obama shows it. So those cars are free. They make them. We make the cars. Africa doesn't make no cars.
I
So,
get
so show if you're gonna show up with a motor car, show up with the cars you make.
I get it. I get your point now. I do get your point. That does make sense, literally. Because if I am literally the one making cars, I mean, I can afford them easily here. But the fact that
Exactly.
you have to import them and at a very expensive
Expensive
rate,
price. Exactly.
it's crazy. So this is Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, I figured Uhuru Kenyatta's convoy moved like that. Was the one moved.
Strict and massive security and safety protocols are observed to the detail
When
from the
again,
moment
and
the
you
president
know, it was the
steps out of
Kenyatta
state.
family is responsible for killing the majority of elephants in Kenya. Him and his goopy family, they ones were legally killing elephants and extorting the ivory over to Asia. That's the Kenyatas. Only reason why they wasn't prosecuted because they're the puppets of the white man.
Mm-hmm.
State House to the time he comes back.
I, William Samoei Ruto,
in full realization
in full realization
of the high
Yeah, I don't want to share the swearing and all
That
that.
and
But
that and that's why they leave when they leave Africa. They got to get on a bus. They don't allow them to get no motorcade in nobody else's country, Joker. Get your ass on that bus.
mm-hmm. Let's say Museveni. Of course, bet Museveni is the same.
Of course.
Museveni being who he is. Museveni is crazy. Let's see
They all
Museveni.
do it, Joe. But they're all in all these impoverished countries, all these huge motorcades, but they don't make nothing. They don't make nothing.
Five.
And
Okay.
that's to project power to your people. I'm the head Negro in charge. I'm his
Exactly.
I'm his excellency. What do you call it? His excellency? Whatever that dumb shit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see Ibrahim Traoré. Yeah. before they say it's an AI. Before they say it's an AI again.
It's always AI with Ibrahim, but the stuff is still real. It's always AI. Was it AI him kicking out that UN lady yesterday? They told the UN, kicked out the UN, and that lady told the UN to get the hell out. United Nations, get your ass out of here. You know, was that AI?
Everything to them is an AI.
Everything does is AI. And you know what? You know what? He has to move. Look at that, all modest. You don't got no. You don't got no sports car. His is modest, and he got to have security because they are trying to kill his ass.
Exactly. Exactly. And he's not even like in one car, he's amongst his fellow soldiers or the people
It's
working with him.
exactly, fellow soldiers, people around. You don't got no big. You don't got the flashy cars and all that stuff.
It's crazy. Yeah, the love is there. It's so felt. Shout out to Ibrahim
Exactly.
Traoré. Literally see
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. The love is there is completely different because he actually cares about African people. And you guys already know that yesterday before he said there will be no more French. Teach Swahili will be taught in the schools of Burkina Faso.
Yeah, that's our topic. Yeah, for the day.
Oh, as a topical, I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm,
But as we continue, we do have, I'm not sure this the president of where, but I'm literally suspecting this is Chakwera. I'm not really sure. Just looking at him, I think it's Chakwera from Zambia or Zimbabwe. I'm not sure, or Liberia or Libya. I'm not really sure, but he has come out to talk about Africans praying, focusing on prayers so much, and it's just crazy. These puppets always mention things that eh, why now? That's the question. These are things or a system that you should have changed the moment you became a president. You should have started educating people. Churches are actually making you guys dumber as you keep on praying. You need to I need to create industries for you guys to
who's this
build.
guy? Who's this guy, Joby?
I think this is the president of I'm not sure.
Zambian. I think it's the dude. Looks like that Zambian president to me. Look at the
Hakainde
comment.
Chilema. Yeah. Hakainde Chilema. Yeah, this is Hakainde Chilema. Yeah, not Chakwera. Hakainde Chilema.
That's
Uh,
the guy from Zambia, right?
Zambia, yeah. Hakainde
Yeah.
Chilema. Yeah, so he has come out to talk about how Africans are so much focused on praying. I think if you saw so during the
Oh
weekend,
my God, you already know you were giving that goofy religion that praise. You should have been torn that down when you got independence 60 years ago, but you didn't.
exactly,
You
exactly,
you know you kept African people caught up in them goofy Bibles or Islam because that helps solidify your power. Keep
exactly.
religious
Same
people are stupid. Go ahead, Jim.
Same question goes to the African Union coming out and saying that they need to go back and focus on the real map of Africa and how it looks like.
That's
And
all nonsense. Man, the map is biggest. What's that got to do with anything? How does that bring you any power? You are an irrelevant body, and that's why Ibrahim Traoré said we got to get rid of you. You're irrelevant. Are you stopping the? You talking about a map? Have you stopped the wars in the Sudan and Congo and
exactly,
and child labor? Have you stopped? Have you got the Europeans out of the countries and brought back the resources to African people? But you talking about your thing is a map. Let's talk
exactly.
about the map. Get
And
your
why
ass out of
now?
here.
And why now? Because I was saying personally, thinking about it is they introduced this education system we have of lying to us how we have borders, right? And that's why Africans are so divided today. We've grown up with this
Yeah,
system of we have borders, these fake borders. This country is this size, this particular country is this size, and they're trying
that.
to divide them even more. So what difference is it gonna make? And the fact that even the
None,
map
Joey. There's
that
one. There's one
you know
say on. There's one say on the map you're looking at. On every map, Africa is much smaller than what it really is. Okay, people really know, but what does that? What does that do? Okay, now, yeah, Africa on every map is much smaller than what it really is.
mhm.
And and what does that
Exactly.
mean? What does that do? Does that stop the damn do the UAE from killing people in Sudan? Does that stop child labor in Congo? Stop people from killing innocent Congolese? Because now they know that Africa is bigger on the map. What does that do? Do we get our resources back and make us wealthy? Do we build manufacturing? What does it do? Nothing. So useless argument, Joe.
I'd say it's too late because Africans have already educated themselves, so they are late with that too.
Exactly. They already know that the Africa's exactly. They already know Africa's bigger than what is on a map. So what? What does that mean?
Crazy. But let me share what this guy is saying right here.
I've said even to churches
Why don't you change the education
that you can't
system?
just be worshiping and singing from Monday to Sunday. You must also produce some food.
Every day you're in the damn
choirs
church.
need some eggs and tea.
But do some food.
Just to make their throats better. I am serious about this. The country must not be a country of consumers. It must be a country of producers.
You know damn well producers. You know damn well that religion is given to you to keep all that shit going. All this good. Like you ever say, you're in the church every damn day, hollering and praying, and your conditions are all effed up. Get out of here.
Then you can consume. Then you can trade. You can't be just a country of traders. Who is going to produce what you are trading in? And that's what was happening.
Well, I think he might be making a good move because remember Zambia, Namibia, and Botswana, like we read the other day, they are creating
they're coming together. Yeah.
So this is introducing trade and how this country
They're gonna need to do something. Don't get mad because Botswana's are better educated, so they'll come into Zambia and Namibia and start taking over because Botswanans are better educated. You guys are caught up in your goofy churches and singing your goofy songs. Don't get mad when the Botswanans, hey, I'm gonna leave by here. Sam, it's an opportunity. Let me start building a business. Oh, the Botswanans are taking our jobs and our businesses. They're not my tribe. Get out of here.
Yeah, Botswana are really educated because I was reading earlier how, of course, they've used their dam wants to fund free education and health care.
Free education. Exactly right, Joe.
Amazing. So I think he might be on the right direction. Let's give him a time. He's
going to have to be because if he's going to compete with the Botswana, if they're going to avoid this border, Joe, I'm just like America. I'm going to go where, if I don't live in California, I'm going to go where I got the best opportunity to thrive. And that's Zambia. That's where I'm going to go. And I'm going to build there because now the borders are gone, Joe. The borders are fake. So now I can go and thrive. What's better for me? I'm an African. I'm not a foreigner, whether I'm in Zambia, Botswana, or Namibia. I'm African.
Facts.
Had gone down. I have said, even to churches, that you can't just be worshiping and singing from Monday to Sunday. You must also produce some food because even the choirs need some eggs and tea just to make their throats better. I am serious about this.
Yeah, so that is what he said, and I feel like that is really a good move of we should make now. Of course, people of your country start questioning why is this guy telling us not to pray? That should, if you have critical thinking, you should start doing research on the religion itself. Funny, what have we been praying to? Because
that's you, Joe. They ain't gonna go that far. You're asking people to jump all the way out the window. They're not gonna do that.
I had critical thinking even before coming to Black or
Fire. Of course, yeah. You were able. Zach, hold on, Joe. Zach, wait, Joe. Okay, you already had the warrior spirit, so that's why I could test you and see. Because if you remember, Joe, I got you. You was a baby, right? So I said I needed to test you to make sure you could take over. So I would always call you guys morons, and I would look at your face. See how you would take it. If you was a war, you like it would agitate the shit out of you. And then you were the only one, not Spikes or Katie, you were the only one said, I'm not a moron.
I was like, how are you calling us morons? I know that. have morals, but I'm not a moron. Like the word morals, and I'm not offended that way.
You guys would be on me when I just look at your face. You get so agitated, like, oh, because you wanted to give it to me, like I'm your boss. You're like, oh, I'm not a moron.
Yeah, I remember, no lie. I'm like, I want to talk so, but why is he calling us morons? I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and get it. I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm not a moron. But I needed that fire, so to know that you wasn't docile, and then also some people can't handle Joby tearing down their whole belief system. It scares them to death. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I remember before, I think it was just a few months to me joining Blackwood Fire. Then my stepmom, because I told her grew up to us jumping from one church to another, right? They couldn't set it in one church, so they now found this miracle doer where you just need to go. You just need to go give your tithe, and things are gonna start, moving toward you. So of course, I was not living at the house at that time, but she used to.
I know you wasn't living there, Joby, but
yeah.
I hate to tell you, it didn't work. Because they're calling you to get $200 to start businesses or to go to Dubai.
Crazy. So I remember she used to call me. She's like, "Hey, are you free on Sunday? We can go to church. There's this church, blah blah blah. Maybe you can get this and this and this." So I went to the church, and I joined Blackwood Fire. Sorry, I joined Blackwood Fire actually. I joined because I remember I had some few, with the pay you used to give me, I could get like some 200 to go give for tithe. I'm like, hey, I got money now to go give for tithe, So I transport, I can get to church, like, yeah, what's up? So I went to the church, I think 2 Sundays. Then these people, after the church, the main church, they're telling you, for those who want special prayers for things to move forward for them, you can remain behind. Then for those 2 Sundays, I remained behind. Then I remember I gave $10. I gave $8. I gave $8 for me to wait for special miracles. Then something
look at your critical thinking.
Then something told me, because I started hearing my stepmom now whining and complaining about something. I'm like, you're the one who took me to this church, and you don't even believe in this goofy ass pastor. You took me here, and now you backing out. Oh, okay, something is really really wrong. So she called me again for the 3rd Sunday, I think after a month. After she's like, yeah, you available? I'm like, I'm not going there anymore. I think things are really working for me so well with this still not going to church, because I've already gotten a job, I'm getting paid, my salary is increasing. I'm like, nah, I don't think I need to go to church anymore. I think things are really working for me without still going to church. So thinking. So I told myself, like, hey, I don't need to go give all these tithes and everything. And of course, learning, all religion, what it was all about, it made sense why I was questioning ever going to church every time. Like, it made sense to me because I never liked it. Why are you telling me not to wear a trouser in the church? What is wrong with wearing a trouser? What is wrong with, me having my neck outside and my hands outside?
Absolutely nothing. That's the culture of nonsense. As long as you're dressing respectable, as long as you have change some respectable manner. But see, but it's all nonsense, though. It's all make believe. It's everybody churches. Everybody, you always see a bunch of churches where in poor communities. You never see a bunch of churches where rich people at. Ever. Let's give poor people hope with nonsense, and then you're giving all your money to a motherfucker that don't even care. Hey, my tithing. What? I'm like, why does a real creator need your money?
Well, one thing I noticed, because there's a video I was watching about a guy who was questioning religion and telling people the same thing. Stop praying. You're wasting your time with these prayers. Start working. You're being lazy, saying that I'm waiting on God's miracle. You need to wake up and go, and which is very true, because the part of my critical thinking was I knew I'm not gonna sit down and wait for miracle. I need to do something about my life. I need to go look for jobs. I need to do this and this and this. You know, I need to look for interviews. I need to do anything I can just to keep my life going, you know. And that's what I see. I've had different experiences of jobs in different areas and all that, because I'm not, you know, praying and then what? Food is gonna, this is no Bible where 5 loaves of bread and a fish dropped and they were multiplied.
That's why you're a moron to believe that ever happened.
You know, that is not gonna happen because
Why does it only happen in the goofy book? You've never seen it happen in real life in your life, but you believe it in this goofy book that some loaves and fish and bread just appeared from nowhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that video made people mad because I like going through the comments again of everything. People are like, nah, talk about anything else, but don't talk about Jesus. Talk about anything else, but
I told you that. See, I said you. See, most people can't. Exactly. Most people can't deal with their whole belief system being a lie, Joe. They're attached to the lie. Talk about anything but Jesus. Talk about their mind that they already got. What they call mind control.
it's there's this movie I meant to share with you. I'm yet to find the name. I was watching during the weekend,
All
and
right.
it was teaching how, of course, in China they don't accept this Christianity
Nah, they
religion,
don't
right?
accept that shit. No,
And
what they? But China now got great roads, great trains, most
mhm,
advanced place on the planet, but they don't believe in your Jesus. Why Jesus ain't cursed them? Why they dying
exactly.
but not knowing Jesus? Because the Jesus are made up morons.
Yeah, so it was showing how when you found with the Bible, and of course you understood English, and the Bible, the fact it was written in English, most I think were written in, I don't know, but
And-
according to the Bible, you'd be beaten to death. So there was this lady whose father was beaten to death. Then she went somewhere on a military base, and they started doing some research, and it's like a mixture of religion and the real science, right?
yeah,
The science they don't really want us to know. And she figured out actually these other, you know, dimensions, portals, and
yeah.
all that. I'm gonna share it with you. It's really, really interesting. It's just that I've watched now 3 of them. I wonder what they really mean. Is that something that is supposed to happen in coming time?
Was it a
Uh,
series?
yeah, it's a series, but very short.
Okay.
Very interesting. I'll share with you guys so you can watch it. It's really, really interesting. But
Was it on Netflix?
yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just interesting showing how China getting rid of this religion, how beneficial for them it was, because
They never accepted it.
Mhm,
They never accept. They came with it, but you
mhm,
can't. China still had a sense of itself. It didn't fall as far as Africa. China had a sense of its own history. How some
mhm,
people that just got here 2 days ago going to teach them about some God, and China was more developed and wealthy than all of the West. China
mhm,
still had a sense of itself. They knew they were richer than these white people. They knew they were more educated than them. How you gonna come teach me about some shit? And why did this fake Jesus never come here and talk to us and he's the God? Get out of here with that. So they knew that was about control, about politics, about control. That's what the
mhm,
Muslims do too with their fake Allah. They come with that Muslim. It's about control. You accept their. That's why they want to give Ibrahim Traoré those mosques because you indoctrinate your people, Joby, with with
mhm,
with another people's religion, so you would now worship them, and that would be detrimental to you. It's about
mhm.
political control.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was talking about political control, how we have elites who know things we don't know, and all that. It's just
Yeah.
interesting. So 3 of them,
So,
I'll send them to you.
oh,
But
okay.
one of it was an animation. I don't know if you'd watched that, but I'll share it with you. But as we move on the main conversation, we have Ibrahim Traoré, who has officially removed French as the official language, promoting indigenous languages like Moor, Bissa, Dyula, and Fula instead. And the president also did describe that this move is a step toward political, economical, and cultural sovereignty, saying no
Yeah.
one can truly flourish from the concept of others. And French will remain a working language, but the focus is now to on empowering local languages and reclaiming the country's cultural identity. And someone says this is a backward thinking, yet he can't speak his indigenous language. Listen, this is one of the comments that this is a backward thinking, yet he can't speak his indigenous language. If he even has one, but French, similar to his population, removing a language from the official language doesn't mean people will stop speaking it. Multilingualism is a skill and privilege. Why do I say this? Kenyans speak English, Swahili, and depending on
It's
how we
not.
are.
It's not backwards. He's not banning French. He said that will not be the key language. If you want to speak it, fine. It's like he's not saying you can't speak it. He's saying
Exactly.
it's not going to be the key language. We're going to go back to African. See, how's it backwards? You only nothing wrong with you knowing English and knowing, but you understand that when English broadens your perspective, if you're going to leave Kenya, of course, you get
Yeah.
that. And so French for too, because those have been conquering languages. So I'm
Yeah.
not telling you I'm getting rid of it. I'm telling you, my focus is on African.
Yeah.
So you're taking back your pride, stupid. That's not
Exactly.
backwards. You
Exactly. So
hate being African. That's why
he
you're
continues.
upset. Go ahead.
Yeah. He continues and says, Kenya, we speak English, Swahili, depending on how we are raised. Our indigenous language from our various tribes. As you navigate around the world, you will understand why multilingualism is important. Otherwise, you will just have problems articulating your thoughts. And what I have a problem with him also is, I also asked growing up, because this is also a video I bumped into, and it reminded me of this part of history of our system of school. In schools, we're not allowed to speak our
Your
local language.
language, mother tongue. Yeah, you were beat.
Exactly.
Most African colonized countries, you were beaten in Ghana by the English, Kenya by the English. You were beaten up in
Yes.
school or looked down upon if you
Yes.
couldn't speak English. If you didn't speak English, you were not allowed to speak none of your tribal languages at all because that
Exactly.
was to colonize your mind. You get educated in their language, so you learn what they want you to learn, and so you are educated to be a coon. That's on
Exactly.
purpose.
Which is true. We used to be beaten so bad or given a punishment.
See,
Like
I just
I think Katie spoke
yep,
about it as a topic. We used to be given a disc, and the disc was written either, I can't remember, but it was written something just to make you feel inferior about yourself, okay? Because you can't speak
exactly.
English. Or if not, you're gonna wear a sack the whole day, all right, for speaking mother tongue or Swahili. So Swahili was only allowed once a week, which was on Thursdays. Monday,
That's
Tuesday, Wednesday,
crazy.
and Friday you speak
See,
English. It was found speaking Swahili
can you
unless you
imagine? Can you imagine this? And you supposedly got independent, but you
yeah.
made your language, your traditions
Mm,
are ridiculed. Then you're not independent. But that be the
exactly.
first thing you want to do. You want the first thing you do when you get independence. You go first. Everybody knows you do. You go change the educational system.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you do. Because you don't
Yes.
want your kids growing up with propaganda and
Yes.
hatred of themselves. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So it's very wrong for that comment because just
Yeah.
like you've explained,
He's
due
colonized.
to our colonial masters, we were forced to
Exactly.
learn all these other languages. And if you look at actually, it's not like most of us even know how to speak our tribal languages. Personally, I know Kamba, but I can't. There's some terms of Kamba I can't pronounce. I'll have to say them in Swahili, and it's only bad if someone
But
coming
it's
from
still, but it's still great. You guys are still privileged, though. You guys still not still speak. How amazing that you guys speak. You can speak three languages.
I
That shit's
know.
amazing.
I speak how many? I speak Kamba, I can hear Luya, I can hear Kikuyu, I can speak
Wow.
Kikuyu actually. I speak Kikuyu very fluently. So there's someone who has
Shit.
said I'm Kikuyu, but
Hey,
no, I can't speak.
you're not in Kikuya. That's like must been listen to Katie crazy ass. But anyway.
Not really. I've had interest in Kikuyu, I think, because of it's close to Kamba. When a Kikuyu
uh,
is talking to you, you can hear what they're saying if you're a Kamba. If a Kamba talks to a Kikuyu can understand a Kamba, like very well.
okay. But that
Same.
so
Mhm.
that tells me that the Kamba and the Kikuyu were once one, and
Yeah,
somewhere there was a fight, and they
yeah,
broke up and became different tribes. That lets me
exactly,
know always an
exactly,
origin.
Exactly, because it's many tribes. You find other people, they understand each other very well. You'll find there's some Uganda terms I know what they mean in Luya. When a Luya
Of
talks
course.
to an Ugandan, they can understand each other. When a Ugandan talks to a Luya from Kenya, they understand. Like it's just, and especially because of the borders. This is because also
Well, yeah,
the
you're supposed to think, remember, you got the Lua tribe in
yeah.
Uganda and also down in the Congo.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, this is amazing. Shout out to Ibrahim Traoré for what he's really, really doing. Someone else says on the comment, decolonization of minds. This is a great step. Someone says,
Exactly.
as a French, I say a big yes. It is more than time to fully decolonize African countries.
Right.
Exactly. Someone says, Burundi, what are you waiting for? Man, no one should talk about Burundi right now. This is a country that we barely hear about. Not about the
But
rebels.
well, you got but tell you're telling to bring in John Moore.
Well, that's the only Burundian I see. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some in Kenya.
There's a bunch
Rongai,
of Maroon. There's a bunch of Maroonies in Kenya, Joe.
yeah, especially in Rongai, there's so many, and the majority of them are nail technicians. Like my previous nail technician was a Burundian, right? And
Okay.
yeah, so honestly, it's just those two I've had. But they're always
All right.
very, very shy. They're shy like crazy. It's crazy. Why are you shy
But there
in
you
Rongai?
go.
You
Because
know?
because they come from a terrorized culture down there with Kagame and the other guy. Because Rwanda and Burundi was really one nation at one time before they got colonized and split up.
Mm-hmm.
Burundians and Rwandans are the same people. They're
Mm-hmm.
the same, but that border, they made that fake border.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, that's what you see because of all the all the war and strife adds to the person. That's why yeah, John didn't want to say because John, I knew John was a Tutsi. I said, John, what damn tribe you from? I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I said, John, I know you're a Tutsi. Oh yeah, I am.
Shout out
I know you. I know you're a Tootsie nigga. Anyway,
but shout out to Jiba Jabba. Let me go to the
yeah.
comments. I'm
Go ahead,
really
Joe.
happy with today's conversation. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Grand rising to you, Byron, to you too, Jiba Jabba. I see
Yeah,
earlier you were saying,
we couldn't do the show last night because Joey was in the dark. Hey, Joey, you was in the
yes,
dark all day yesterday.
yeah, I slept. I slept around 9, I think 9,
Uh,
8. Yeah, I slept really early yesterday because I was like, to hell. I was just like, I drank tea and slept. That's all because I couldn't.
and I know, but you was in the dark. When your lights come back? When your lights come back?
When I woke up in the middle of the night going to the washroom, well,
Oh shit! All
well,
right.
it's always not about because of my Wi-Fi, right? Because instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you know just blinking and all that, but I see Jiba
Okay.
Jaba say you represent Black women well. That's why I tune in, even though you won't lend me. Thank you. I appreciate that's a good compliment, but I don't have $200 for you, not today. I also say says I was taught as a youth by my mom to do all that. She said I might marry a lazy woman that won't. Wow, that's crazy. But you don't want a lazy woman too. Trust me. God damn. Why?
Yeah, I don't know, Jibba Jabba. Are you married, Jibba Jabba? We never.
Yes,
Are you he married? He never
yeah,
talks about his wife.
yeah. He
Huh?
does. He does a
He
lot of
does.
times. Yeah, he
I,
appreciates his
ne-
woman right here all the time.
okay, I never heard him talk about his wife. Okay, I'm sorry. Calm down, Joby. Don't
You
go
pay,
crazy on me.
you pay attention. You want people to pay attention to how you've had so many women and you can't pay attention to one.
I never heard Jibba Jabba talk about his wife. Okay, I'm sorry.
He does mention but he also
Yeah.
say, yeah, we were talking about how in Senegal men are being taught to become helpful to wives and children, because I was talking about the cultures and traditions, right? The same BS, and how we said if a culture and tradition is being practiced and doesn't add value to the community and to the people,
Should be
it should,
changed.
yeah, it shouldn't be
Exactly.
practiced. But I do believe whatever I was talking about in Senegal, where there's a school of men being educated to be present fathers, present husbands during pregnancy, after childbirth, uh, being there for kids and also being emotionally available, which is rare in most of the African communities and
That's
families.
sad.
That is
You
what
gotta
is
be. It's sad. You gotta be taught that. That's supposed to be normal.
yeah, but yeah, it's not taught because that's when you see men are very dominant. A woman can't say anything. If you say
Yeah,
that's when you
that,
see
that's
all these cultures and tradition mostly have affected women because they don't have a say. But Senegal is
yeah.
literally changing that and educating men. Hey, you need to be present because this is what grows a stronger community. You know how to help each other no
Of course.
matter what. Because the fact that your family, you have a united family, and the rest has the same mentality. When something happens to you as a community, you come together and help each other. Today, that is rare because we don't have present fathers, present husbands, not emotionally available, just dominating big balloon stomach Negroes. It's crazy, man.
But we know. I know Mr. Wim. I know Keith. Mr. Williams had a wife. His wife used. To, I don't know what happened. I just still. Keith's wife used to come to the program. I never knew, and she would call it. I never knew that was his damn wife. I didn't know it was a wife for like a couple of years.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Keith's wife would call in. Mr. Williams' wife would call in. I thought she just a regular person. Then when that, but I said, that's your damn wife.
Mm-hmm. I also see Jiba says most Gen X black males in the US were taught like that. After that, not so much. I agree with you. This actually, with you guys' generation, but also it depends with the background you come from. Like I've explained, if I
Sure.
didn't have a different mentality and exposure, I would be definitely fucked up. Probably married by be married to
And
someone
then,
who's treating me like a cow, the same
and,
thing my
and
mom
have
treats.
all your lovely babies, Joe.
Oh my god.
I
Oh
I
god.
see your video on Instagram. Oh my problems, and I don't have no kid. I had a kid. Are you crazy?
Oh yeah, that video. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, this video is so relatable to me. Like,
And
I could have a broken leg. Apart from everything, I mean, not broken, fractured. I could have everything going wrong in my life, but I don't have a baby. Like, hell yeah. That is yo, I've been seeing men on TikTok whining and crying. Oh, I'm 23. I got up. This woman going viral. She's 23 and she has 3 babies. And she's like, nobody tells you. You think all these fantasies you create on your head is gonna be lovey-dovey. That nigga is gonna leave you with those kids. Da, 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 da. And of course, looking at today's generation, most of the men are also not, like I've said, emotionally available and are not ready to be parents. Okay, so you go get pregnant by someone you think wants to settle. You've not even had this discussion, and then boom, he doesn't want to have a baby. Yes, you're gonna put him on child support probably, but you won't like those kids. I've had some of my friends say they don't want nothing to do with children. Even my cleaning lady here was here yesterday with a friend who was a kid. I was like, yeah, that kid is cute, but hell no. Okay, hell, you cute with your mom, not with me. Like let's just let's make like that. But I also see Jiba Jaba says I like how Ibrahim carries a sidearm. Yeah, and I also
I do
see
too. Like, cause you get crazy, I can shoot you in the face. That's right.
Jiba Jaba says they're scared of the Jobis and Kamlesh getting wise to the bullshit. I agree. And I also see questioning about the bus. Yes, you've seen I've counted 8 buses on that video. It's crazy. Also says they have to practice all that. To John Mosquito Karibu Sana. What are we watching? I don't know where you caught us from. So Karibu, I don't know what you are watching. Karibu. Joby, we're blacks always. Joby, we blacks always do extra. I know that you don't even need to tell me. I am extra. I don't know. Apart from just being vegetarians, I'm extra. So I know that about us. John Mosquito says Ibrahim Traoré is like the Muhammad Ali of Burkina Faso. And Jiba says Museveni rides in a glass box like the Pope. Yo. John Mosquito says
Yeah,
it's like
instead of the Pope Mobile, it's called the Museveni Mobile.
John Mosquito says it's like you're driving the latest matatu in your local village where everyone else is riding bicycles, Joby. Dang. It's insane, man. But I also see you saying unless you're overthrowing him, I agree. And they're trying to they're trying to match Trump because he changed the map of Gulf of America. That's crazy. The African Union, Shati Jibajaba. And RCC says, here they dress like a magic city in church. Does Jesus have cash up? I bet he does, because you're building your gold in heaven, remember? Man, you know, I used to cry because I'm building my gold of home in heaven. God damn. Man, I used to, and then because I think my trauma literally ended in Blackout Fire, being honest, and shout to you, Kate. I think I've admitted that. But I look at
course.
everything. I used to cry, because remember the times I used to cry
Of
a lot.
course, because you had to because you were because your life was traumatized, so you had to get through that first. Of
Yeah.
course.
So I used to cry, and every time before I changed my biblical mindset, every time I could go back to that thinking, my heaven, it's okay. I may not have all the wealth here, but my gold is being built by my tears. My stepmom, my my stepmom convinced me my tears are building my kingdom in heaven.
You know how
Crazy.
crazy as cat shit that is? I'm building my tears. That Joey was building tears in heaven. Joey was gonna have Joey was gonna have goddamn animal fur, that blonde fur, and be white when she went to heaven.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. That's insane. I can't imagine having lice and all that. It's
All right.
crazy.
Oh, even heaven with your lights all in your face.
Oh God. It's insane. But
Jesus, what I do with this lice? Don't worry
oh,
about it, my child.
that's crazy. Take me back to being black. I don't want no more having long hair,
Anybody,
wigs.
can you imagine how deep the psychological shit goes? The originator of everything. The black woman is the original. Gotta think that she's gonna become less than what she is in some heavenly space. That's called deep mind control, deep brainwash. That you don't know that African woman is the pinnacle. She's the beginning of it. She is mitochondrial Eve. She's the beginning of everything on this planet. Now she's gonna become less than she is, and then have a fur hat with lice on it.
It's crazy. Don't blame me, guys. It's just me wanting to
Now,
go to
no, we don't blame you. That's called white man did a great number. That's called brainwashing.
hmm
That's all over Africa. You're not the only one.
Exactly. But anyway, we're coming to the end right here. Much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day.
Imagine,
Do you
imagine,
reach
beautiful
in
thing.
everything?
Imagine your stepmom. What she thinking? She don't know she gonna go to Allah heaven or Christian heaven. She all
Man,
messed up.
these people are so confused. And
And they gonna see Muhammad or Jesus. Which one?
it's crazy. I like, man, I try to think about my sister. I can't even fathom that shit. I'm like, I don't want to think about it anymore. Like, y'all just stay in
you,
your zone. It's
you
cool,
guys got the different spirit. Your sister, yeah, your sister, yeah, your sister. Usually sisters, you guys will be close. She come around you, Joby, hit me to some game. Let me learn from you. She didn't reach out to you when your leg is all messed up. That's crazy.
I think she might be even jealous, because
Of course,
when your
of
sister,
course.
because my brother is already on Instagram, and he sees all my shit, and he's always been a compliment on my shit. Because even when I
Yeah.
posted that my leg was fractured, he was like, "Hey, yo, don't die on me. You're the only person remaining." I'm like, "Yo, I'm not dying."
Yeah.
Making jokes, but it was so emotional. I'm like, "Stop making that joke. I'm not dying." So that's my brother. My sister is
Yeah.
watching it, but I'm like,
But how would you feel? You be just because I said, imagine I'm thinking about being your sister. I see my sister out at eating fancy food out at a pool somewhere, living in Bel Air. What kind of shit is this?
I'd be
She,
happy.
I would. She ain't even coming to the church with Jesus. What the fuck is happening?
Anyway, good luck to her. Good luck to her. I wish her the best. It is what it is. It's life. And I was reading a quote which was saying, y'all be so. It was what was the term?
I don't know. I'm listening.
saying y'all be easy with your families, you know. It was saying
Yeah,
F you
yeah.
something like that, you know. And I commented on it. I was saying I'm glad I'm not really attached to family, you know, because I love the fact that I overcame that, and I am where I am, and it doesn't bother me at all, because at was the time it was bothering me, like, for real, these people chased me out. I'm literally like, they don't give a shit about me, for real, for real. You know, it really bothered me.
I call us because you're a woman. Like me and my brother was talking about. We've had sisters that we ain't seen in 30 years, and we don't give a shit.
Yeah,
We
so
don't
that's what
give
I was relating to. Yeah, that's what I was relating to when you were saying you don't give a shit. I'm like, man, I might be a man now, you know, emotionally when it comes to that.
a. Yeah,
Because I don't
you, usually women are like that. Like me, like yeah. I'm gonna let you get out of it. Like I did my birthday. I mean, did my brother's birthday last week. We were talking about our sisters. We ain't talked to motherfuckers in over 30 years. He said, man, I wonder what they doing. I said, I don't give a fuck. He's like, man, I don't care. He said, he said, he said, and I don't want nobody calling me all of a sudden they might need a place to stay. Damn that. I don't got no room. I told you, he didn't want his crazy son, man. His son was his oldest son is all weird. He's like, man, I don't care if I don't see that motherfucker for another 30 years. God damn.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
healthy. I feel like it's really healthy. It helps you a lot, especially for someone like me, based on the fact I come from a place where black tax is something most of the
real.
people
It's
escape.
real.
That helped me escape that. Let me say that, you know, their bad behavior, the way they treated me, helped me now escape what they seek from me and they can't get, you know. So good luck to them. That's all I can say. I wish everyone a good life, a good day as well. Have yourself a good day, family. See you guys, of course, later on the Africa Today show. Today we'll be talking about Trump saying slavery never existed, and him. Yeah, he's angry about. Let me just
Yeah.
highlight that quickly.
He's angry. He's angry about the Smithsonian, which is mild. The
Yeah,
real stuff about slavery we've never talked about. That's mild shit. Mild.
yeah.
So
So
what they show in the museums is mild.
yeah, so we'll talk about that tonight as and much more of the conversations. For now, kindly go to the donation page, send your $20, your $250. I'll appreciate. I'm heading to the hospital for a checkup, and of course, a girl needs some money. But much love, family. See you guys later on the Africa Today show. Peace.